precedence to Dr. DC's annual episode.
Whoa!
Purr, purr, purr.
It's important to keep that second N and U in
All the
there.
episodes have been forgot, and we will do some more.
More like Auld Lang Syne, am I right?
Oh man, you got me so fucking good.
Yeah.
Ouch! Oh,
Nailed him.
ouch, ouch.
Nailed him. Another year has passed. Changes.
Turn the episode around. This and many more. All you have to do is for $9.99 buy our album.
This is our 6th annual.
Fucking.
It's been 6 years, baby.
Like I said in the Doc's Chord, why?
I mean, why not?
Fair.
What else do you have going on?
I mean, there's stuff.
It's
I got stuff going on, you know.
Let's just say, listen to last year's annual.
Maybe don't.
And then just track the progress.
Yeah. Listen to that, and that. I mean, that was the best stuff that we were talking about today.
Oh yeah.
The worst of my marriage.
Some things have changed this year.
Yeah, a couple things.
You don't have to air anything you don't want to.
Yeah,
but
that would be the first time on this podcast.
But in the last,
yeah,
in the last year, I would actually say this has been like a slight regression for you. I feel like the previous 2 years, you were doing more reading of comics.
Oh, in the podcast way, yes.
Well, I don't know what other way there is. I didn't say anything.
You're like, yeah, your life's really taking a slide down.
Listen, I don't want to put this in a bad way. Like, you're in a real shit slide.
Yeah. Hey, if anything,
of reading comics.
Yeah.
And only that.
Yeah, you've really been divorced from reading comics.
Yeah, I would say that maybe like reading comics that's left you.
No, I left and took comics with me.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
If anything, my life has made your enjoyment of this podcast much better.
Yeah, that's probably true.
This new podcast studio has been great for you.
Yeah, and there's nothing unhealthy about our relationship.
Name one thing.
It's been 6 years. There've been highs and lows, but give me your reflect back on 6 years.
Oh yeah,
where are you at? How are you feeling?
I made a lot of real strong claims about my life in the last 6 years that maybe didn't happen the way that I thought it would.
Sure. I mean, it didn't mean you had to go there. I just meant about the podcast.
Yeah, oh, sure. Yeah,
about comics.
About comics.
About us. I just want you to know this was your choice. And I'm absolved of responsibility.
Remember that one time I really got into it and you were like, I think I should edit it out?
Yeah.
Because you set me up for a question that you then felt bad about asking.
That was on the double. And even there, I was like, it's behind a paywall. I don't feel good about it.
No, so 6 years of the podcast. I mean, it's definitely, especially this podcast, has gone in places I never expected it to.
Yeah, it's true. We've won 2 awards.
Two national awards.
2 national awards.
We
are still currently the reigning funniest podcast in Canada.
Fucking insane. It's a thing I bring up.
It's definitely not the award we won, but that's what I tell people.
One of our podcasts won that.
Well, no, what I mean is we won outstanding comedy podcast, but I say we're the funniest podcast.
I mean, at least it wasn't
Canada.
Most Improved Comedy Podcast.
That would be if they gave it that would be really Canadian for them to give it a Most Improved.
I won a Most Improved Student Award in grade school.
Oh no.
Yeah.
We've won 2 Canadian podcast awards.
That's right, baby. For this one alone.
We have gone twice as quote media.
Oh my god, now it's legitimate. I could come with my actual media
to Fan Expo. Yeah, well, yeah, now you run a media
empire.
Well,
sort of. I've got a podcast network.
It's more like you're part of a media empire.
Yeah, but I also run the Brain Freeze, so it's kind of a media empire.
I mean, you're a bit of a mogul.
Yeah. And that I'm hard to get over.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
Evidence to the contrary.
Yeah.
I didn't feel good about that.
But you said it.
Well, That's a big change in 6 years.
Is that you say
I
it
used to
now.
be way more
Nicer.
careful. Yeah. Oh, yeah, sure. And nicer. That's true. I'm not as nice as I used to be.
No, you were sweet.
You
little
did this
boy.
to me.
I know. You were so kind before and didn't say the terrible things in your mind.
Now it's all I say.
Yeah, the intrusive thoughts come out.
The intrusive thoughts make it out a lot.
No, I despite the last maybe I don't know 12 months, I've been way more into comics than I have ever been.
Generally, yeah.
Yeah. If it's almost like the only thing I have.
Well, I mean, I'd say it's a big proportion of what you own.
It's a big part of just like the things that I have.
I'd say it was the most difficult logistical element of you moving in the last year.
Yeah.
It's the only thing you asked for help on, and I was not available.
Yeah, throughout. No, I mean, that's not true. The studio had to live with you for a little bit, so it's not the only thing
that's
I asked
true.
for
I
help.
helped in other ways, yeah.
But no, I think that things have drastically changed, and some for the good, some for the worse.
Sure, yeah.
But I think that our friendship has improved and weathered the storm of being very close to each other and then farther away.
There were some big, like, in the last year, since the last annual.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna run down anything too personal, but in the last year,
oh, not my mental breakdown.
you took a leave of absence from the job where we worked together, so we were seeing each other like 7 days a week.
Yes, truly.
And
Most weeks.
and then you took a leave, and then that was weird.
And you were like, I don't want to be here. If he's
And then
not
I
here.
was like, do I even like work?
If he's not here.
Aww. Listen, I don't want to overplay my hand here, but
this is happening.
and then you actually fully left.
I did.
The business you started.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
left.
I did.
To go work in a different business.
Yeah.
We'll circle back to that later. And I just kept working there kind of listlessly.
Hello, darkness.
And then through the fall, you also, you know, for reasons I in no way begrudge you, took kind of a step back from the podcast.
Yep.
There's a number of double doses that I do by myself or with my wife.
Yeah.
There's a number of main feed episodes
Yep.
where other people stepped in.
Yep.
And again, I'm totally fine with that and in no way begrudge you. Because I'm the bigger person.
That's why you talk about it.
And it's fine and normal to talk about a thing you're okay with, which I am.
That's how you know you're okay.
And I'm fine.
By bringing it up all the time, that's how you know.
I'm fine. What do you want?
That's a thing that people are fine say.
I'm fine. And then I left that job.
Yeah.
I got a new job.
That's true.
One
hell of a job.
Yeah, I like my new job. I'm enjoying it. And then you got another new job since then, and now you run a newspaper.
Yeah,
and I work for like a sports organization.
Yeah,
which also feels out of character.
I mean, it does unless you know you.
I'm a sporto.
Yeah,
but for like all the
I've seen you play basketball. You're pretty into sports.
Yeah, there we are.
There we go.
Yeah, I mean, these fucking dweebos listening to a comic podcast. Like, what's a sport?
Yeah, you're basically fucking Michael Jordan.
I'm pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
you're like the Michael Jordan of comic books.
I mean, we've had like full like career changes, some life changes.
Yeah.
I gave you a bunch of coupons that I'm surprised you still had.
And maybe another one will come up one day.
I had to weirdly grovel at the end of last year to keep the podcast going. So weird.
Yeah, listen to the last episode of
Doc-est. This is a weird sort of low point for me.
Yeah.
Which, of course, is the only low point we'll be covering today.
Yeah, you were 2 seconds away from I'll suck your dick if you keep doing the podcast.
I swear to God, man.
Just for a taste of you on this podcast.
Jesus. Good Lord.
Just need to get straight, but not tonight.
No. Jesus Christ. I feel like a lot has happened. I mean, in a way, the podcast has kind of
weathered on.
I would say the podcast has been like relatively like stable. Like we didn't come up. There's not like
Unlike some marriages.
I mean, I would say the only disappointment I've got is that for months you've promised a new game and we don't have one. But I'll put you on the spot for that later this episode.
Shit, yeah, no, I left it at the new office.
Yeah. Well, it's okay. Well, we'll figure it out later in the episode, and I'll leave any silence in that I need to. Yeah, I mean, think back 6 years ago. Versus where we are now.
Yeah.
Are you kind of surprised that we're still doing this?
Yes, 1,000%. I'm surprised that we're still doing this.
Oh, okay.
It's no,
not the answer I was ready for.
Because you're like closing tabs.
Okay. Don't need that retrospective. We don't
need just the two of us to play behind
Yep.
it.
Okay. Sorry. It was gonna be "Don't Go Breaking My Heart." Elton John. Honey, if I get restless.
Turning off the karaoke on my TV.
I'll cancel the chocolates and the
dozen roses.
I got the Domino's pizza tracker open, but for flowers and chocolate. I just asked the Domino's guy to stop and get them on the way.
They'll do that now.
Yeah.
Uber Eats is really fucked up there.
But
no,
kind of crazy.
I didn't think we would go this long. I've done other podcasts that had like gone like a handful of episodes.
Yeah.
But like one of them even went like a year, I think, but like nothing this long.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it at all. Nor did I think that I would be this involved at this point.
Right. Although, I mean,
I did try to weasel my way in from the very get-go, but
you were never content with like background engineer producer.
Me?
Obviously.
It's like I need control and to be in the center of the attention.
I actually, just in prep for this, I went back and listened to last year's annual, and you referred to yourself as the singular host of the show.
Fuck yeah.
Which is bold for what happened that year.
I'm alone in hosting. I'm divorced from you in hosting.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's the only way that's going to happen.
I wonder if anyone's going to decipher this.
I can't imagine anybody would.
Is there sort of like, is there anything for like the next year that you're like, we actually could like do a new thing or add a piece or evolve a piece or stuff like, because like this is like we're about to enter the 7-year itch.
Ooh.
You know, like,
I mean, I had that.
I don't want your eyes wandering.
I mean, I had
if
that.
you bring up Brian, I swear to fucking God.
Yeah. Well, there's another man in the room right now. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. We are doing this live.
Yeah. You are. While this guy's cucking our podcast, you're going to bring up my other guy?
Yeah. This is my friend Bastien.
Yeah, and he's here to watch us do it.
Yeah, I'm going to start a podcast with him.
Oh my!
If you even whisper Brian's name.
I run a media company now. I can do all the podcasts I want.
Yeah, I guess, but are they the kind you want to do?
No.
The idea that they're like, oh, you have podcast experience, and you have to both be like, yes, and also don't investigate that at all.
Just believe me. Look at this image that this podcast awards made.
Yes, and do not follow up.
No.
With anyone.
God, no.
Yeah.
Maybe listen to the season of this one. But
yeah, sure, yeah. Is there something that you like maybe you had in your brain a few years ago that we never
there was a thing
got
that you and I talked
a
about,
thing that you wanted that maybe we should add for year 7?
There was a podcast. Okay, well, let's just be doughboys about it.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
So I tried to end the podcast like a year ago. Actually,
did you actually?
Yeah.
What?
And you said no.
Wait, but like seriously?
So what happened was I wanted to change the format of the podcast.
Oh yeah,
and you were like, but if I'm not the expert, then I don't want to do a podcast.
Yes.
I
mean, expert in heavy quotes.
But you were like, if I'm not the guy that has all the information, then I don't want to do a podcast.
Yeah, this is already a lot of work, and I can lean on just knowing things. don't have to read it.
But the concept that I had was like, I love when we do like prescribed reading month, and I love like reading terrible books and then making fun of them. And I was like, how did this get made type podcast where we just make fun of shitty comic books?
But we could just do that on the you pointed that out. We could just do that on the double.
I mean, that was the thing that we definitely like.
We were like, oh wait, we could read books not in April.
There was there's a thing that happens. I know that there's no way you could possibly ever guess this by listening to our double doses, but sometimes we scramble for, I don't know, a theme or an idea of a episode.
Or I'm convinced I have something, and then I realize I do not have that thing, and then the episode doesn't come out.
Yes.
Yeah.
No idea what that.
I really thought I thought I had a student film I was in that I was going to.
It's fucking incredible.
I couldn't find it anywhere. I was like, fuck, and it was too late to replace it.
And so, but then the other day, I was like, we could just be like in April. I was like, we could just do this as like normal episodes. You're like, no, you're like only April.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's probably the only concept that I ever think about. But then I'm also like, fucking, I can't take on more.
I mean, the thing we can do is do more reading of a thing and then building an episode around it.
Sure, yeah.
Like I actually think we used to do that a bit more, and then just schedules and life.
It became harder to read.
It just became harder, but we could do more of that.
Yeah, the problem is that like unless you're doing single issues, like fucking comic books can get long. It's like
imagine if you had to spend 10, 12 minutes reading a book.
That's like a single issue for me.
Are you learning to read?
No, I'm just slow at reading. What you can do is give Chat GPT all the information, and it'll just give you a summary of it.
I will burn this motherfucker to the ground.
God, I use fucking Chat GPT. I mean, that's the thing that's changed over this last year. I fucking use Chat GPT constantly.
I hate that.
It's the fucking best.
I hate that about you.
It's so good.
You've sold out all your artistic integrity.
I do like that.
To use a machine that can only steal from the work of others.
What I do love is that I started working for a company that's all of its money is based on people's writing, and I'm like,
it's so.
I'm like, they're doing enough of it.
It's so bad. It's worse than just using it.
Today I used it.
It's the worst possible circumstance.
So I was supposed to create objectives for like the corporate entity that owns my newspaper, and so I was supposed to make objectives. This is not under a paywall. What am I doing? You're supposed to make like objectives to be like, for this quarter, like what are you going to achieve in my position? Right. And so I wrote into ChatGPT and I was like,
what are my objectives for this quarter?
I was like, objectives for quarter for a person who works for a newspaper responding to their boss who owns the company. And it was like boop 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 boop. I was like, those are fucking perfect. Make a couple changes, boom, they're sent. It was great.
I mean, it's real life, but it's still essentially like,
or is it just fantasy?
Plagiarism.
Is it though? Because it's not pulling from something.
I know, but just I just even thinking in the sense of like, if I was handing this essay in, I'd get a 0. But but in real life, no one is following up.
No, they're not. I mean, except for that one thing that we did for work a while back. And
well, yeah, because that was fucking obvious. I had to fucking fix that from the ground up.
Yeah, that was insane.
Remember when we worked together?
Yeah, it was good time. That was a good time. Yeah. Remember? I mean, but now we get to have like business lunches. And breakfasts.
Yep. Good thing that's not a video record. I've got a meeting.
Yeah, look, I'm expensing it.
Listen.
Yeah.
We talked about reading more.
Yeah.
Doing more stuff with specific books. But let's talk about the specific books that we read in the past year.
Oh yeah, baby.
Let's go back over the reading assignments we gave ourselves. So, let's start with New Fun Comics number 6. This was from our episode about comics from the 30s. We read like Dr. Occult.
Oh yeah.
Out of that, it was like a super old. Fuck. It's from like 1935. Do you remember that one at all?
Vaguely.
I remember that it's like 3 pages long and the story doesn't end. And then we were like, oh fuck, it's like half a Dr. Occult story.
Yeah, I'm like trying to. The Dr. Occult was kind of interesting. I think, but
you don't get very far into it.
No, but it was a good setup.
Yeah, it was pretty pulpy, but yeah,
super pulpy. It was fine. It was fun.
Yeah, it was. It was a new fun comic.
Yeah. Vaguely remember that though.
Pretty vague, yeah. The one we did after that, though, we did Aquaman Volume 6, number 15 to 20. That was Sub Diego.
That was fucking rad. I loved Sub Diego. That was really cool.
I mean, it's not the complete Sub Diego arc, but it's sort of like the first arc. Like San Diego had fallen into the sea.
Yeah.
We discovered people are surviving. Aquaman has to kind of go down there and be like, oh, okay, there's like some new Atlanteans, basically. Yeah.
That was great. I think that concept was really cool. I liked the sort of disaster component to the whole thing. Yeah, I and then you got what's her name? Is
Lorena Marquez, Aquagirl.
Aquagirl, yeah.
Yeah, it was in there, yeah.
It was really cool introduction to her and like her really taking on the hero role really quickly, and that was a great little like
I liked the other reveal that like this like scientist had been like slowly kind of poisoning the people of San Diego, and that ended up being the thing that saved them. But it was this weird, like, unethical, like, testing thing where you put something in the water supply or some shit like that.
Yeah, it was some real scarecrow shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was
specific to a double we just did a couple weeks ago.
I really liked it. I mean, it definitely. I never know where to jump in with Aquaman. I think, but it was a great little piece and like great introduction to Aquagirl, and I really liked it.
Yeah, that was a cool one. The next one we did after that, we did Underworld Unleashed. We did the event. As I recall, you only read like the final 3.5 issues of this event or something. But this is the one where the demon Neron comes offers deals to the villains of the world because he's trying to just buy up souls. That gives him more power in hell and stuff like that. But it ended up being like a bunch of villains either got kind of reset to the way they were, or they got power upgrades, or things like that. But it was a trickster heavy story.
Yeah, a character you don't really see that often.
Yeah.
I thought it was fun. I mean, the part that I read.
Fucking classic.
It's a real fucking Titan season.
It was a real Titan season 3 scenario. Yeah.
A reverse Titan season 3.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah.
No, it was fun. It's that's not like my typical sort of storyline. I think that I really like. I typically like things that are a bit more fun and
I mean it's a little edgy, edgelordy.
Yeah, the 90s edgy stuff are definitely not.
Especially the fact that Killer Moth goes from being just like a guy with a suit to being like a terrifying moth monster.
Yes,
the Charaxus kind of thing, right?
But no, it was that was a good one.
Okay, then we were into prescribed reading month.
Yeah, baby.
So we did All-Star Batman and Robin the Boy Wonder number 9, which is the issue that features Green Lantern.
Yes,
and the room painted yellow.
Yes. So funny. I fucking that was so hilarious. Batman being like a petty ass. Like,
he's like just that. It's such a bad book.
Yeah.
Robin almost fucking kills Green Lantern. Batman has to perform like a field tracheotomy.
It's so like unnecessarily like dark.
And yet the thing I like most about it is the yellow shit.
Yes.
I was like, that's kind of silly and fun and Silver Agey. It's the only bit of it that I think works, because everything else, Miller is so off base, even on his own character. Like we talked about this.
He does
it's not even the Batman from The Dark Knight Returns.
No, it's like a fully new take on Batman that's awful.
Yeah, this Batman is just like, you're all a bunch of cucks. I'm the only one who understands.
Yeah, truly. This is the Batman that fucks somebody on top of a roof.
The Sandy Hook was crisis actors. They're like, this Batman is so fucking insane.
That's fucking hilarious.
Jesus Christ. That fucking book. Then we moved on to Vigilante, number 17 and 18. This is Father's Day.
Yeah.
The Alan Moore 2-part story from that Vigilante series. God. So we were reading Adrian Chase, Vigilante, which I don't think we'd really covered before on the show. And this story featured basically like a pedophile dad who gets out of prison and goes after his daughter and like kills people on the way. And Vigilante teams up with this random woman who had found the daughter, and then she ends up like spinning the tire on the dude's face. Like the whole question is vigilantism?
Yeah. The
good?
problem is like,
you know,
it's we're looking at it with a modern eye, and I
Sure.
find that it's what Moore was doing then. I think people were like, "Whoa, this is like questioning like what you
Yeah.
can do in media," and like it seemed cool. And now in
Yeah.
hindsight, it's just like fucking.
I mean, I feel like, if I'm remembering correctly, our take in general is that it's actually like a pretty good story,
yeah.
but we're
All
just not
this fucking-
100% sure that the point of it lands,
Yes.
which is, I guess, to your point, our perspective has shifted so much. I think it's
Yeah.
like well done.
Yeah.
It was interesting. And I like the idea of a character like Vigilante who does kind of just like shoot and kill and stuff.
Yeah.
Having to like watching someone else perform vigilante justice, kind of have to go like, is this good
Yeah.
that we did this? It does, like, because in that story at the end, the kid is like, why did you kill my dad? You know what I mean? Like, there's a
Yeah.
kind of like the sort of Stockholmy
Yeah.
piece to it too, and then they're like, did we do good?
Was this a good thing?
I
Yeah.
love that kind of ambiguity. I think that's good. But yeah, it is kind of like it's a weird story. I think it's hard to parse a little bit.
Totally. Then
Superman's girlfriend, Lois Lane, number 106.
love whenever we do these.
This is I am curious parentheses black.
Yep. That's Lois Lane becomes black.
Yeah. I think we also pitched that's a side character in Harry Potter, an unseen side character is Curious Black. Yeah, Lois Lane literally becomes black for a day. These people in a sort of black neighborhood and in a tenement aren't talking to her as a reporter, so she goes, Superman, use your make me black device to do just that.
It's interesting
Some
though,
sort of
because
plastic thing.
what I find interesting about it was that you and I came into this being like this fucking issue, and then we walked away being like, this is actually like it's good.
I think we were surprised at how well it treated I mean, does it nail it? No, but it's from the fucking 60s or 70s, and I can't believe it pulls off as much as it does.
Yeah, 1,000%.
I was ready to just be like, this stupid fucking thing, and you end up going like, it's misguided, but like, it could be a lot worse.
Yeah, I think it had great intentions and like it really steered away from a lot of stuff that would have existed in that time period.
It's a book that gets across its intention while also fucking it up.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because normally you go like, well, that's not good enough.
Yeah.
But you read this one and you go like, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Which is, I don't know if that's a sad realization
I don't know. In its
or
time,
not.
it would have fucking like won like an Eisner. Like,
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah. I was surprised by that one because I do think you picked it to be like a shit disturber.
Yeah,
and then we were
absolutely.
like, oh, fuck, is this like worth talking about?
Yeah.
And then the last one from that month, and kind of the last specific thing that we read for the year was Action Comics 292, which featured two stories. One was Lex Luthor goes on trial for killing a robot on an alien planet, and Superman fucking just lets him get away with it.
Yeah, he's just like, what? It's a robot. It doesn't have
Superman
feelings.
takes the soul of a different robot, jams it in the corpse of the dead robot, pretends that the other robot's not dead, so there's no charges, and then goes, "There you go, Luthor."
And then goes, hey, robot.
This is justice.
You're
Look
this
straight to
robot
camera.
forever.
Is this justice?
Yeah. It's that was a fucking insane book. I was not expecting.
So
it to be.
it's so right in the heart of like Superman is a dick
Yes.
from the Silver Age, which is really funny.
It's so like unintentionally insane and bad, and that's the best type of fucking book.
I couldn't agree more.
Like, where it's like you look at it with even just the slightest like step outside of the when it was created, and you're like, Jesus.
I 100% agree.
Loved it.
Yeah, Jesus. And then the second story in there is more or less the first appearance of Comet the Super Horse. Supergirl has dreams of a horse, and then she meets the horse from her dreams in real life, and they go on a flying adventure.
Oh, yeah.
And that's it. There's no drama. There's no, like, they just go like, are you the horse from my dreams? And he's like, yeah, pretty much. And then they go,
And she looks down and she goes, yeah, you are the horse from my dreams.
Jesus. I mean, that's super fucking weird because in maybe the next issue, they reveal that he's not actually a horse. He's a space centaur, but he
Yes.
got trapped as all horse, not
Yes.
all man.
Yeah.
And then they do kind of date for a bit.
It's so fucked up.
So fucking weird. What the fuck? Weird 60s Supergirl story. quick power ranking of those books that we read.
Ooh.
Let's say from best to worst.
Okay. I'm going to say, the best one of this whole collection, I think, is probably Aquaman Volume 6.
I think I agree.
Then I'm going to say, are we talking about enjoyment or quality?
I'd say, like, if I asked you, like, what's your cape rating? So, it's kind of the blend of, like, I really liked reading this. Like, I don't think it has to be, like, objective, like, art quality. You know what I mean?
Sure, because then I think I might say Action Comics underneath that.
Sure. I mean, that's pretty fun.
Yeah, it was a ton of fun to read.
Yeah.
Then I would say, Vigilante?
It's up there for me.
Yeah. Then I would do, All-Star Batman and Robin.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Then I'll do Superman's Girlfriend.
Okay.
Then Underworld. Then New Fun.
I think I would go Aquaman, Vigilante, Superman's Girlfriend, Lois Lane, Underworld, New Fun, Action Comics, and then All-Star Batman and Robin the Boy Wonder. Yeah. Just because, what the fuck, man?
It's fucking insane.
It's barely even, like, fun as an exercise.
That's what prescribed reading's about.
Hey, there you go, baby. Like we said, it's been a weird year. And part of it, I mean, we actually had a decent number of guests this year, but a number of them were returning. They're guests that we had a relationship with. We did manage to get a few new guests in through the door, despite all the weirdness of this year, though.
Yeah.
So let's have a little listen to best of new guests that joined us in this past year.
Hell yeah. Today we are joined by writer, creator, and senior editor at IDW. Welcome, Heather Antos.
Hi. I think, is it silly for a weakness to be a color? Absolutely.
Sure, yeah.
Yes, unless, well, no, I want to get into like actual physiology of light, but I was just like, unless you talk about how it's the light and then the weakness is black, which is the absence of light, and then you want to go
there we go.
to all of that, right? But even if that was the case, the weakness of green shouldn't be yellow, because if you want to get into color theory,
blue and yellow make green.
Blue and yellow make green. Like, you would think the weakness would be red, which neutralizes it.
Oh, right. You're after my own
nerd.
I like that.
Yeah, I mean, I like. Listen, this is the thing we talk about it all the time, especially with characters that go back as far as even just this concept. Goes back, like, Alan Scott's weakness was wood. That's arguably sillier, but they found a way to justify that, and it's because, the star heart is kind of connected to, like, life energy, so why would it hurt itself, right? And that the idea that, like, plants are part of it, they find a justification. And in the same way, is yellow silly on its own? Yes. But I don't know, I like the evolving retcon justification of, like, green is will. What's the, we already have
that.
Yellow.
Yeah.
Yellow is fear. Like, I think that does a good job of it. But yeah, if you just take it on its face value, it's arguably silly.
If you're just looking at, like, is the color yellow as his weakness ridiculous? But yes, it is. Also, yellow is the worst color, so I'm totally on board with this.
Yellow is the worst color? That's the stance you're taking?
I hate the color yellow. Literally, it's the color of warning signs. Hello.
Wow.
All right. We're throwing down.
We're gonna get yellow stands in the comments.
We are joined by host of Mosaic Comics YouTube channel. It's Dan Kurtzky.
Hi, I'm here to audition for the position of podcast host. I understand there's going to be an opening soon.
You got it.
Yeah, hashtag last year of the bee.
Wait, so he's gonna take your role as light in life?
Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill him.
Oh.
Yeah, the only way to do this is the talented Dr. DC.
Should we maybe talk to your wife and child about this first?
No, I'm sure they're fine with it.
No, it's all wedding vows have it baked in that they work on Highlander rules. So, like, if I take your head, the quickening goes into me, and we just go about things as normal. I mean, I think it's two things happening at once because Simon's whole deal is that he mysteriously has the power to will people to be in like better physical health.
Right.
Like he brought his brother-in-law. I'm like, what the hell do you call your wife's husband? out.
He brought the country.
Hang on. What do you call your wife's husband?
Wait, damn it! Your sister.
In the way is what I call him.
The guy I like to watch vlog.
Jesus.
What are family members get? Your sister's husband? Yeah, whatever.
I'm my own grandpa.
Oh no.
He was in a coma, and Simon used his ring to will him out of the coma. And ever since then, he's been able to spontaneously heal people. And I think he was just like sort of healing Belize in general, both to counteract the effects of the ring on her body and maybe to like also restore the damage done to her wing.
Today we are joined by a Twitter guy. Is it? Trying to find a way to describe him, and then I decided Twitter guy is the
solid Twitter follow.
Yeah.
Pro level shit poster.
Alex Jaffe alumni.
Hey, Alex Jaffe alumnus. Yeah.
That's an honor.
That's David Watkins.
Hi. Okay. You're half right. You're like on the DC stuff. You're actually mostly on the money there with Lan and Nightshade stuff and her being able to control shadows and everything. She didn't have that backstory in Charlton, but she still did have shadow powers. Right. Not to the extent of the DC version, but she was able to like blend into shadow and like make herself like a living silhouette and stuff.
Right. Mm-hmm. I mean, I mentioned it already. I like her in Shadow Pact. Shadow Pact comes out of Day of Vengeance, like one of my favorite kind of DC events.
Right.
And that's where a bunch of like, C-list magical characters have to come together to fight the Spectre. And so it's her and Detective Chimp and Nightmaster and Ragman and Black Alice and all this kind of stuff. And then they had a series after that called Shadow Pact, and I liked that one. She had some Suicide Squad stuff.
I actually really love the Suicide Squad stuff. That's where they first go into like her backstory with the Land of the Nightshades, and they actually explain that, like, they actually show that Deadshot killed her brother, and she has this whole romance with Rick Flag, and she she's like one of the actually most important members of the original run. She survives till the very end, along with Captain Boomerang and all that, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Joining us from across the airwaves, good friend of ours, stand-up comedian, tons of nerd cred in his own right, Gavin Clark.
Hello, lovely to be here. Yeah. His consciousness that gets there, only in the thought robot, so that he can fight Mandrak the vampire, invented so that it could fight the thought robot.
Yes,
as far as
precisely,
I can tell. Yep.
Now, just, you only have the context of what you've read in that book. Did you like that diversion? Like, is Superman Beyond at least like an interesting read, or were you kind of like, we were just doing Darkseid? Where's like?
It was the part I read the most, and the part I liked the least, because I was like, what are we doing? Like, I kept flipping back and being like, I'm missing what the context of why this matters. Because he even comes back and is like, and I've saved my wife. I'm like, is that all we were doing? Is that all that happened or mattered? Was just him getting that drop of blood so I can be like, I kept it in my mouth for you, and then spat it in her mouth. I liked, like, and this makes sense for my context, I liked the grizzled detective finding Darkseid's lair, like that kind of stuff, because that harkens back to why I like Batman. And then Superman going just the hardest Superman ever in those couple of series. I can see why Superman fans might like it, but I was completely lost.
That sounded great. I edited the shit out of that.
You did such a good job with editing.
Question mark? We'll fix it in post.
That's right.
I've got a special segment, though.
Speaking of fixing it in post.
Normally we go right into the pop quiz from here. But again, it was a weird year. So weird that for a little while you weren't part of the podcast.
No, yeah.
So I want to pay tribute to the people that helped me through what was a difficult time for me. This was a hard year for me.
I'm sorry for what you went through.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know what the fuck you were doing, but this was a hard year for me. And so I'd like to pay tribute with a best of Richard replacements montage.
Just like 2 people.
All right. Do you want to lead it in, or do you want me to?
No, you go for it if you want to. Yeah, sure.
All right. Welcome, residents, to the Dr. DC podcast. I am not producer Richard, as you can probably tell from my voice. I am Josh Gill, and across the internet from me is the doctor himself.
Hello. Seriously, you're such a you're being so good to us right now. I really appreciate it. It's been just like a real scheduling schlemazel lately. For no one's fault. Just stuff is happening. And
It's all good, man.
I appreciate it.
Of course. I have been training for this moment my entire life.
Yeah, I mean, we're over 5 years in. It's time to start like taking the wheels off the wagon.
Yeah. As somebody whom I love dearly would say, trading in for a younger model is the right move about 5 years in.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, my wife missed the boat there. She could still pick it up, I'm sure. But
yeah, like I said, I'm always happy to jump onto this and do this.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
One of these days I'll actually get decent at it. So here we go.
Dude, you're doing great.
All right. Ready? Welcome, residents, to the Dr. DC podcast. My name is not producer Richard, but each week he talks about the weird and wonderful world of DC while fielding questions from listeners like you. And across from me this week, across the airwaves, across the country, is the doctor himself. Doc, how are you?
Hello, I'm great. How are you?
I am wonderful, even though I just completely fumbled the order of the intro. Welcome, residents, to the Dr. DC podcast. Once again, my name is not producer Richard, but across the airwaves from me is the doctor himself. Each week he talks about... Oh, sorry, I was...
No, keep going.
Each week he talks
I'll get
about
out of your way. You do it.
Yeah, so each week he talks about the weird and wonderful world of DC while fielding questions from listeners like you. And this week I am back helping once again. I am the real Josh Gill.
Yeah,
Doc,
baby.
Thank you for having me back again.
Thank you for coming back.
Appreciate it.
Is this like a permanent change? Is he like stepping back from the show?
Well, he's that is yet to be seen. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. Right now, he's still adjusting. It's possible, though. It's possible.
I know Josh Gill was just kind of waiting to pounce on that.
Oh yeah. Josh has been filling in, which has been great. Yeah,
There's some kind of bizarro version of the show that's just Josh and me. Just kind of like the ship of Theseus of Dr. DC.
Yes, yeah, that's right. Yeah. I like that. All right. Well. Sorry. You go. You go.
Yeah, we should start the show.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you want to just get into it, then we can spend some time chatting about it?
Yeah, I want to talk about it, and it doesn't count if we don't do the intro first, unless you want to actually edit the show for once, which I doubt.
No, God, I've been editing it for weeks, and no, absolutely not. All right, here we go. I'll get this going. Welcome to the Dr. DC podcast. My name is the Doctor himself. Hello, and each week we talk about the weird and wonderful world of DC while fielding questions from listeners like you. And this week, joining us for the long anticipated second half of our Justice League Unlimited episode. The one, the only, the legend, Alex Jaffe.
The plastic tips at the end of shoelaces are called aglets. They're true.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, get that question quote there, baby. Welcome, residents, to the Dr. DC podcast. My name is Dr. DC, and producer Richard is not here, but it's the night of nights, the fanciest of evenings. It's what you've been waiting for all year long. Docmas is done, and you're going, I need something else to cap off my year. Well, guess what? It is the second annual Doxner Awards, and I'm joined by the president of the Hollywood Foreign Doxner Association, Ryan Pigeon, the marvelous Ryan.
Welcome, residents, to the Dr. DC podcast. My name is Dr. DC, and joining me for the start of FANAGAR week and all of our mailbag episodes is my wife, Mrs. DC.
Hey, everybody.
Thank you for joining.
My absolute pleasure.
Every year in June, which is FANAGAR, Fan Appreciation Month. That's a fun one. Huh?
It is a good one. I see what you did.
Validate me.
I see what you did there.
Every year, for the last several, we do a week where every day has an episode of short ones, pulled from the mailbag, so there's no specific topic, but also because it's a special fun week, why not have some special fun guests / guest hosts? So you're it, baby.
Oh, look out. I'm glad that I'm the best you could do this week.
Yes, and every week, and not in a bad way.
Look out.
Thank you. It was a trying time, and your stability.
Hashtag never forget.
You're my rock
of eternity.
Of eternity.
Yay!
Look at you. You're still a fucking dweebus.
No, I'll prove it now.
6 more years.
No.
6 more
How about this?
years.
If I fail this, we don't do the podcast anymore.
That's never been the rule.
It is now. Let's see how you crafted those questions.
Well, gulp. Fucking, it's time to see what Richard has retained. And I'm going to be honest, some of these questions might be from episodes you weren't on.
Highly plausible.
So let's hop in to the annual pop quiz.
I was talking to my brother about this the other day because he was like, "You did pretty good that last year," and
I mean, I was listening back to it. It's like you got like 3 right out of 11.
Look,
but that's where the bar is. Yeah.
It was more than 3 out of 11. Maybe not much more.
Yeah. 3.5.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Question number 1.
Oh fuck.
Describe at least 2 of the Phantom Stranger's possible origins. We did an episode called The Old Phantom Stranger where we talked about how he has a bunch of different origins over different continuities and stuff like that.
I'm going to say something that might sound stupid.
Go for it. Do it.
God's Vengeance? Is that one of the things that he is?
Not quite. That's the Spectre.
Oh, the Spectre. Yeah, I always mix up those two.
But there are God connections for Phantom Stranger. So you're not too far off.
Otherwise, I don't know.
Okay, so one of them.
Yeah.
Maybe an easy low-hanging fruit one.
Yeah.
Judas.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I do remember that one.
There's a few different variations of things. Well, one is there's a few of them are like that he like wronged. One of them is like he's not Judas, but he wronged Jesus.
It was the whole thing,
and then Jesus was like, "I curse you."
Yeah, his whole thing is it that he has to like fucking like live through time and just watch everything? Is that
he can't like directly
intervene?
Yeah. Another one was that he was like the last survivor of the previous universe.
Sure, yeah.
There's a few of those.
Yeah.
But you were on the right track with the God thing.
Yeah. I knew there was some sort of God connection. I couldn't remember what it was.
Question number 2. Name as many Firestorm villains as you can.
Oh my God.
And keep in mind that they used a bunch of them on The Flash when you were watching.
Yeah, because for whatever.
Because a decent amount of the Firestorm side of things got rolled into that show.
Okay, I'm just gonna start naming Flash villains then.
Well, no, name Firestorm villains.
Weather Wizard.
No, that's a rogue.
Okay,
That's a Flash villain.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. No doubt.
The like reactor guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
His name is a type of reactor.
Nuclear.
Jesus, fuck. I know who you're talking. It's Tokamak.
Yeah. Taco Mac.
Yeah. So there's Tokamak.
It's best kind of truck.
Nice.
A
main character on The Flash is in the comics a Firestorm villain. Like a main character on The Flash.
Like Frost.
Killer Frost.
Yeah.
There you go. That's a great one.
Hey,
Nice.
Yeah. I knew that. Well, of course it is. Rodney. Yeah.
While you're thinking of like what another one is, just imagine like, remember when you'd like go to the cinema, but there'd be like 12 different like theaters you could go in. Just vaguely think about what that kind of building is called.
Theater?
But it's got a lot of theaters in it.
A Cineplex?
Like
Multiplex. Hey, I knew that.
How did you come up? Yeah, multiplex is a Firestorm
multiplex.
villain. Yeah.
Hell yeah. God, I'm good at this.
What's a type of buffalo you couldn't see at night?
I'm not gonna say what I'm thinking.
A black bison?
Okay. Unless it's smiled.
We gotta cut that out. Jesus. Good Lord. That's pretty good. There's other ones like Plastique, Typhoon. That was good though.
Yeah.
And you did that on your own.
All on my own.
Question number 3. What is the Kryptonian god of the sun?
Oh,
Superman always uses it as like an exclamation.
Yeah.
He goes like, great, and then blank.
Is it with a K?
No. Starts with an R.
No idea.
Row.
Oh yeah.
Great Row.
Yeah. Chill.
All right. You should get this one because we literally just talked about it 3 minutes ago. That's where the bar is.
Uh-oh.
Superman debuted in 1938.
Yeah.
What character debuting in 1935 is the, quote, first superpowered hero in what would be DC? Did an episode on the 30s. We just talked about a book from 1935. What character?
Spectre.
Jesus Christ. Dr. Occult.
Oh, sure.
Next question.
Looks like this the sands are running through the fucking
you
hourglass
better
of this podcast.
Okay. Which American city sank into the ocean after an earthquake?
San Diego.
Thank you. What do they call it afterwards?
Sub Diego.
Yeah, there we go, baby.
Yeah, my favorite sandwich shop.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Sub Diego?
I don't get it though. What's
Like
the
sub
Diego?
sandwiches?
But what's the Diego part?
It's in San Diego.
Oh, okay. I just thought I was like, is that a name for a sandwich?
No, it's just
okay.
a sandwich shop.
Yeah, cool.
Hell yeah.
Tice.
French fries in it. I don't know.
Okay, next. What planet is Mr. Mind from?
Mr. Mind.
Yeah, Mr. Mind. The Shazam villain, the little caterpillar. What planet is Mr. Mind from?
Is it from one in our solar
It
system?
is.
Is it Venus?
It is.
Hey.
There he is, baby.
Oh, a comic expert.
Next question.
Yeah, bring it on.
Name the female Furies.
No idea. So is this fourth world characters?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Big Barda.
Yes, definitely.
And the others.
I mean,
like they're fucking like Terrorista and shit like that.
I mean, that's kind of their type of.
No,
names.
I know. Yeah, Furiosa. Like
there's a Big Barda.
Yeah. Fucking scissor fingers. I don't know.
No, there's Mad Harriet,
Yeah, sure.
Stampa,
Yeah.
Bernadette,
Yeah. Okay.
Lashina.
Yeah.
You could throw Oralee in there.
Nice.
Easy.
What's your best way to go down orally?
The joke that I made last year, 2 years ago, where it's the podcast birthday, so we do annual.
Oh, yeah. Fuck, it's good.
Okay, next. Who are the patron gods from whom Black Adam gets his powers?
Ooh. The patron god?
So like Shazam gets his powers from Solomon, Hercules, Atlas,
Yes.
Zeus, the other one, and Mercury.
Sailor Moon.
Achilles. There we go. Black Adam gets his from different ones. Can you name any of them?
Oh. It's all still Shazam though, right?
It still spells Shazam,
yeah.
but they're different gods. They're more like Egyptian-y kind of
Sauron.
yeah, that's it. Yep.
Hades?
No. More
Hercules?
No, Egyptian. That was the clue I gave.
Hephatites.
Jesus. We get the stamina of Shu,
Sure.
the speed of Horus,
Oh yeah, I don't know.
the strength of Ammon, the
Yeah.
wisdom of Zehuti,
No.
the power of Aten,
No.
and the courage of Mehen.
No fucking clue.
Are you telling me that you didn't register when the hierarchy of power in the DC universe changed?
I saw that. Don't remember those names.
They might say it.
Yeah.
It's in question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Next question.
Uh-huh.
Name the 3 main instances of Jeff Johns doing 7 of something.
The 7 C's.
Yep.
The emotional spectrum.
Yep.
Yeah. And oh fuck. Can I have a clue?
Two of the last 3 questions have been about this corner of DC.
Like Shazam stuff?
Mm-hmm.
No idea.
There's the 7 magic lands.
Oh yeah, no, I wasn't gonna get that.
Pretty good though. Okay, next question. There's only 3 more questions here.
Okay.
Leonard Snart, aka Captain Cold,
Love him.
has a sister in the Rogues.
Oh yeah.
What is her real name and what is her rogue name?
Is she cold as
No.
well?
No.
What's her vibe? I'm like, I can picture her on the show.
Sure. It's tough on the show because it's not as obvious as her in the comics.
Yeah. Is it something gold?
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Goldie. Goldo.
She's Golden Glider.
Golden Glider. Yeah.
And what's her real name?
I don't fucking know.
Lisa Snart.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
All right, next question.
Mm-hmm.
Lex Luthor gets arrested for robot murder on a different planet. What is the name of the robot species that puts him on trial?
Oh my god. Fucking it's Robotoes or something. Like,
It's that kind of thing.
yeah, I know. Yeah, Abototronics or something.
It's that type of thing.
Yeah, I don't remember. It's so fucking generic.
The Automs.
Hey, Automs. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I knew it was some bullshit like that.
All right, last question.
Okay.
What Legionnaire is
Oh.
Dreamer related to?
Dream Girl?
Yes. And what planet are they from?
The Black Fly. I don't know. I can't
From
remember.
Naltor.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, this was only 2 weeks ago. Why would you remember that?
I'm barely here now.
I mean, that's maybe the most consistent thing about the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, why change things up now?
There you go. That's the pop quiz. You actually did probably better on that than you have on any previous pop quiz.
No, last year's I
which
probably
means
did.
6 more years, baby. Lock it in.
It's fucking
Lock it in. It's a sure bet, and as you know, we're perfect at predicting the future.
Yeah, Groundhog Day. Yeah, when we said 2020.
Name one time we
best
got it
year
wrong.
yet.
Yeah. I'm sure Joss Whedon's Justice League will be fine.
Yeah. It's because he's such a great guy.
Yeah. You know who I love? Cosby.
Yeah. Weird that we said that in
after
in 2017.
All right. I mean, it's time to just get into it. Listen, we get questions every year for the annual that aren't necessarily about comic books. They're maybe about us or about just other things.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
We're gonna do a lightning round.
Yeah. We're not gonna over delve unless we want to.
Yeah,
unless it's funny. Unless it's good content.
Then it's worth it.
That's worth it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just know that if we move on quick, your question sucked.
I mean, that's always been true.
Oh, don't give it away.
Give it away.
Give it away now.
Give it away now. Maybe I do like Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Hell yeah. He's back.
Was that on this podcast?
Probably not. It's all a crossover.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, let's start in Facebook.
Go do the face in the book. Go and do the Facebook.
First question comes from Kyle Solvey, who asks, was there ever a creator you met that made you over the top excited that you had to take a breather before meeting them face to face?
I don't think I've had that opportunity yet. I'd probably get like the real nervous excited if, like Morrison,
sure,
or like Alex Ross.
Yeah. You were a little
like
excited before meeting like Riker, like.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to think of like.
I'm sure he counts as a creator.
Well, no, but I mean like a comic creator. You know, like. Yeah. I'm trying to think of like who would make me feel like, fuck, like Riker's here, because that was a big thing for me this year.
Yeah, that was insane.
Was meeting Riker, which was really cool.
Yeah, but we don't really get those level of comic creators up here.
No, and that's not a slight on the people that we have met or the people that have been on the show who have been like fascinating, really cool, like interesting, like Phil Jimenez. We saw it at the con. Like there's like really cool stuff we've met at Brisson. Like there's really like awesome people, cool stuff,
but not like
I think it would
legendary.
We'd have to be getting to like. Maybe, Scott Snyder.
More, yeah.
Morrison, Gail Simone. I'd probably feel that way.
Yeah.
Like I think we're talking kind of like that level for me at least. Is there kind of anyone you'd add to that list?
No, I mean, that's not typically.
Or anyone that we have met that you actually were secretly like, oh, fuck.
Not creators, I don't think. I don't think we've ever had a creator on. Like, I think Jeff Kanata is probably the closest to experience like that I've had in my life.
In terms of a guest on the show, yeah.
Well, totally. And somebody that I actually was like that in real life that I couldn't talk to him because I was so nervous.
That was me with Gabrus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, literally, like, played it so cool.
I played it so cool that it looked
like
I wasn't into him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I overplayed it. Yeah.
Was that after or before we recorded?
Yes. Just the whole time.
This guy's such a fucking celebrity.
Yeah. I think there are those people, but I don't think we've met them yet.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah.
All right, next question means we're leaving Facebook and heading it over to Twitter.
That's Twitter.
First question comes from Steven.
All right.
Who asks, or Stefan? I don't know.
Probably Steven.
Why don't, not necessarily. Do you really want to get into this thing? You're always proven wrong when we do these.
Except I think I'm right.
Because you know who this person is?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck you then.
I don't know. Don't fucking... Let's not write checks our asses can't cash, huh?
Stefan asks, on the Dr. DC podcast CD-ROM, is there a way to get out of the dungeon without using a wizard key?
I believe this is a Simpsons reference.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I'm going to use a different Simpsons reference, but a wizard did it.
Oh.
Anytime you see something like that, a wizard did it.
Sure.
That's an unrelated Simpsons reference to that one.
Sure. But that's a great response.
Yeah, there you go.
Next question.
Yeah. Great question, by the way.
Yep.
Moving on.
From the Lantern Cast, who asks, tell us about your favorite indie publishers from 2022 to 2023, and what have you been reading from them?
I mean, in general, it's really mostly between Boom and Image. I think
truly.
for me,
Yeah, me too.
God, stuff I'm reading.
I mean, what we read on the double, like the Many Deaths of Layla Starr. I mean,
Many Deaths of Layla Starr.
Fucking holy shit.
Ice Cream Man. Something is Killing the Children.
Yeah.
Department of Truth.
Yeah.
Like those are one of those might be Dark Horse, but in general, for me, it's Boom and
Boom's fucking
Boom and Image.
Boom
Crossover is still
incredible.
great. I love Crossover.
Boom is becoming my favorite just comic publisher.
Boom's
period.
neat. Yeah, there's some good stuff coming out of there.
Yeah.
I mean, those are kind of probably the biggest ones, and those are the books that come to mind the quickest too. I did read all of Once and Future. That's not like currently coming out, but I read all of that. I'm into that. Yeah, Ice Cream Man's been my big obsession lately, but yeah.
I mean, yeah. Is there any more that's come out from that?
I need to get the last 2 trades. There's a volume 8 and a volume 9. I need those, and then I think I'm done because I think that's it of that.
Wait for next year when we start the Dr. Boom podcast.
Oh,
which is all just about Oppenheimer.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, we're going to do 6 years of Oppenheimer commentary. Jesus.
All right. Next question comes from Nightwing Enjoyer. He's fine. Who asks, on your guys' darkest days,
hey, have you had any of those? I love a visual joke that doesn't translate to audio.
It's the best.
Yeah.
That's just for you.
Yeah.
When shit is just not working out, what comic stories / television episodes or even whose art do you turn to get yourselves back in the game? I mean, this is a thing you do a lot more than I do, which is like rewatch stuff to make yourself feel better.
I was actually going to say the opposite.
Really? Because you're constantly rewatching shit.
I rewatch things a lot because they're comfort things, but I don't do it
but
I don't do it to get myself out of a funk. I fucking wallow.
Oh, sure.
If I feel bad, I put on shit to make me feel worse.
Sure.
Like if I feel sad, I put on sad music to like let's. The only way out is down is kind of my approach to that.
You know what? That's right.
Shit. You know what I mean? Like when things are just fine or blah, or I just have work to do, I revisit stuff all the time that I like to watch. That's like comfort stuff for me. But I don't do that when I'm having a dark day. Nothing will pull me out of it. I gotta sink.
Yes, that's true.
Tie a concrete block around my feet and throw me off the bridge, baby.
Good God.
Yeah. Or metaphorically do that.
Okay, what are the things that you then consume to do that?
Oh, fuck. I mean, listen, Damian Rice is good for that shit.
You're beautiful.
No, that's James Blunt. He's also good for that shit.
Yeah.
Damian Rice is the leave me out with
oh
the
yeah
race.
What's Alexander something or other? That's another guy.
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I mean, God, Sam Smith, Adele, you name it, something sad. I love
comic book stuff that you consume or no?
Definitely not that makes me sad. Like I don't go like it's time to wallow and then like open up an issue of Batman. Like I don't.
Sure, yeah.
I don't do that. I actually think, I like reading, and there are comics that inspire me, and there's comics that but I wouldn't say that any of them are a thing I would go to get me out of a dark place. You know what I mean? Like specifically.
Mm-hmm.
There are comics with inspiring moments that I think like probably do get people out of those, but that's just not how I work. It's not how I think about those things. So I don't really have one like that. Do you have stuff that like to counter like bad times? Like, do you have shit like that?
I mean, I go to music.
Have you ever had bad times? Should we just back it up to a simpler question? Has someone like you ever seen a red light?
Yeah, let's just say the amount of green lights I've seen red.
Sure.
It's 50-50. My life is very balanced. So as much as everybody thinks my life's great, it's just as bad.
Interesting. Expand on that.
Do you want me to?
No,
Let's go back to when I was a child.
Oh, no, not like this. God, it's like the early episodes.
I told you. This is you. Music is a big thing for me.
Sure.
I think that, like, I definitely can't go like too upbeat. Like I'm definitely
Like if you're feeling sad, you don't go like.
No. But I have to like work my way back up to being happy through music.
Sure.
So I start with like
Right.
sad acoustic and then slowly make the music happier.
Right.
But that's sort of the way that I.
But do you do that like actively? Like,
yeah.
like this is like a thing that'll put me in a better mood.
A big thing that I'll do too, especially when I don't want to clean the house, is put music on, like
Sure.
upbeat music. That'll get me cleaning the house in an instant.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah.
That's like scientifically proven that
Yes,
it'll
yeah,
do
sure.
that. But like consuming like TV and stuff when I'm in a bad mood, not really. That's not like, I mean, I do, but not for that purpose.
I would say the only thing is I wouldn't necessarily like, and this is just true generally, whether I'm in a good or bad
Yeah.
mood. I need to be in a mood to watch a certain kind of movie. Like I'm not just putting on Animorph all the time.
Sure,
like,
yeah.
like a haunting serial killer movie or something like that. I got to be in a mood
Sure.
for it. So in general, my movie TV preferences are things that are a little lighter or a little more
Yeah.
familiar. Like I like watching Star Trek. I like watching Community.
Sure,
I like watching, you know, whatever, the Lord of the Rings.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. The quality of that question was the same as the first from this platform. Next question.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, I know. We liked it just as much. That's why we responded in the same level.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Whoops.
I like that you fully gave away the goat on that.
Well,
you're like, what are you talking about? That first one
yeah,
sucked.
the first one was brutal. Fucking
All right, next question comes from our favorite religious representative,
Chris Chan,
who asks, list the jobs you've each worked at in real life since starting this podcast.
Okay, since starting the podcast.
What was the best and what was
Which
the worst?
was in 2017. In 2017, I was the manager of a retail store downtown.
Oh, you were still doing that?
I was doing that. And then
That's right, because you got the hit on by that girl that one day. Yeah.
Yeah, that one day. I mean, truly, it's only happened once.
I was like, was there more? I was like, damn.
No.
Time to make a new double.
Yeah, a whole one. I've got something to say. No, then I went to be the new front of house manager and bar manager at the Arts Center.
Were you the bar manager too?
I was, because that's how I started. Then I moved over to running box office and ticketing, and then that job evolved so that I was running box office, ticketing, and most of front of house and bar, and also I was the bookkeeper.
Makes sense that you were the bar manager. Every time I walked in there, you were like, "Hey, cutie, it's been a while since I've seen you."
Yeah, tell me what's up. I was always wiping the bar down.
Yeah. Rag inside of a club.
Yeah, what can I get you, hun?
Yeah. Don't worry, this drink's not too sweet, just like you.
Yeah. This one's on the house, sweetie.
Yeah.
So I was doing that, and then I left that job to work for you.
Yeah, baby.
So
still are today.
But I started just doing like random writing jobs like off the side of my desk, and then you fully hired me as the quote creative writer.
We both went to each other and we were both like, do you want to work here? And you're like, I was gonna ask you, can I work there?
Yeah. You were like, is it weird for me to ask you to work there? I was like, I need out of this job.
And you were like, I was gonna ask you actually.
And so then I was the quote creative writer there.
Yes.
And then my job very quickly changed. I was the communications specialist.
Only because you were like, I need another title.
But even that didn't really describe my job, because I basically was like head of strategy.
Yes.
At this marketing agency,
because we realized we could make way more money with that.
I handled all the strategies, all the research, all the audits, all the writing, all the a decent amount of stuff.
Yep.
All the copywriting.
Yep.
Man, we had some good days there. Mango hibiscus.
Dang, yo, I dig
this. That's just one of several gems I came up with.
She's my cherry lime.
She's my cherry lime. but I wrote a full parody.
Yep.
Oh man, got some really great stuff. And then I left there full time for my current job, where I'm the marketing, communications, and media coordinator for Sport Yukon. And but I've still been doing stuff for the marketing agency on the side. I've basically done that project now. I'm like finally done that job.
Yeah.
And now I work there. Mm-hmm. And that's more or less it. There've been like little kind of side engagement-y things, but for the most part, those have been my jobs. Since we started the podcast. Go on, how many jobs have you had?
It actually wasn't that many since starting the podcast. I think it's
mean,
about the same amount as you.
Well,
because I was at the Chamber of Mines, I think, when we started.
Yeah, you would have been.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I know, right?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I was at the Chamber of Mines. Then I was an independent contractor.
Yep.
Then I worked briefly at the Yukon, the government.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was brief.
Yeah. It was like,
I mean, that was still as independent contractor, though, wasn't it?
No, it was technically I was an employee. I was filling in for someone's
really?
secondment, but I was not a contract.
Wasn't that the like?
No. That was a separate thing.
Oh, I don't remember this then.
No.
It was that brief that I don't remember.
I worked for Highways and Public Works for like 4 months.
Oh, that's no.
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah,
I do remember
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and it was a fucking nightmare.
Sure.
And then I got fired while wearing a Daredevil costume.
Yes, now I remember. I remember now.
Not because of that; it was Halloween, but
no, it was. You were also covered in blood.
Yeah, justice wasn't blind.
Yeah, it was just the black shirt and
Yeah.
the bandana, and you had beaten up a bunch of employees in the hallway.
I turned the lights off and
Yeah.
beat the shit out of everybody.
Yeah.
So I did that. Yeah, I did like a weird contract for like the
Yeah.
the city government. Then I started the agency. I don't
Yep.
think there's anything else in there.
More or less. Yeah.
Then I started a coffee company.
Yep.
And then now I run a newspaper.
Yeah. I mean, that's basically it.
Yeah. Not that many.
I mean, it's not insignificant though.
One a year, it's fine.
Yeah. Did you start the meat company
Oh, yeah.
in there as well?
Yeah. I guess technically I started a meat company in there.
Yeah.
I started a podcast network in there. I like.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you want to get semantics about it.
Sure. Yeah. Fair enough. There you go.
Yeah. And an agricultural innovation company.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. See.
Yeah. Those are all off the side of my desk, though.
Yeah, which is how you want to run a business.
All right. Let's go to the next question.
Oh, sorry. Did I hit too close to home?
From the way that I run this podcast.
Yeah.
From Mosaic Comics, who asks, Who would voice you in the animated adaptation of a Dr. DC podcast?
I mean, I would kind of hope to get the job myself, frankly, but
if we didn't.
Yeah, if we didn't, I guess Vin Diesel. I think I'd want Vin Diesel.
Oh, yeah.
Dr. Fate actually had the amulet of Anubis.
I mean, here's the problem: is that Vin Diesel could actually say that.
Yeah, this is what I mean. Like, I think it works.
I was gonna say mine would be John Mulaney.
Yeah. I don't know.
Because that's just how I sound when I get worked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vin Diesel and John Mulaney.
Yeah. I can't wait for that podcast.
The team up everyone's been scrambling for. Yeah. I like that. Lock it in.
So good. All right. Let's leave Twitter and head on over to Instagram.
Now we're going to Instagram. Take some questions and answer them. You hear the fucking tempo on that?
Yeah, you were fucking
squibbity bip.
No. It's Instagram. You can do it. We're back in high school.
Yeah, baby.
All right.
Hey, do you know who knew me in high school? Our live audience.
Oh, so you got to see the live jazz scats.
Yeah, did you see? I'm just fully talking to someone without a mic. Did you ever see like the jazz band or anything like that? Did we ever perform while you were there? Oh, okay, well then never mind. That whole bit was for nothing.
Could have lied. All right, first question from Mara in Iowa, who asks, "Okay, 3 rapid fire questions for you guys.
All right,
so get ready.
I will honor rapid fire because you specified.
Don't think, just answer.
Okay,
it's the only way I respond to things.
Okay.
The first thing that pops into your head.
Gotcha.
Okay, number 1. Comet the Superhorse, cute and fun or wildly problematic?
Wildly problematic.
Number 2, who is the toughest member of the Bat family?
Oh, Batman.
Like
Bruce, I mean.
Yeah. 3.
Bruce Wayne.
Who is the... Wait, what?
Breaking news.
I'm putting on the newspaper tomorrow.
A podcast in the Yukon just revealed the identity of the Batman.
Just wait till the fucking territory that hears about this. Number 3. Who is the sexiest elf any genre?
Whoa. Okay, don't think about it. Just answer. The sexiest elf any genre is Zoe Deschanel in Elf. Just in that elf costume.
Fucking good answer.
That's all I got. Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of it. And I was surprised you didn't go to Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
It was in there, but no. I mean, for your type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, do you have any different answers from what I said? Just out of curiosity.
Oh,
You're
no.
like, you're cool with the horse thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have any opinions about the horse, so.
Hey, let him be happy. It ain't my life.
As long as it's not a horse of a different color.
Who's it hurting? Other than her, probably.
Excited to hear your thoughts. Congrats on 6 fabulous years.
Oh, thank you. 6 more years.
All right. Cop, you really got to stop saying that on and off the podcast. All right. Next question from Copy 801. 2 questions.
Okay.
Not rapid fire.
I will take my time. Yeah.
Intentionally now.
Yeah.
Do you go to conventions in the USA? No.
No.
I have been to
They can't
one.
afford us.
Yeah. I've been to one. Much trodden territory on this podcast.
Yes, we get it. You had a cool New York experience.
It was awesome.
No, I haven't been to a convention in the States. And nor is it like a policy of ours. We don't do like yeah, we neither. Yeah.
Us, eh?
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I don't hate it.
Yeah, thanks. Will you do video recordings of any of your podcasts? We have.
We have a couple of times in the past. We likely will at some point again. It's just there's setup like even like the current studio. This is very comfortable in that, but it's not like made for us to video ourselves.
No.
It just takes more setup and time, and like it's been a weird year. We haven't necessarily had the forethought for
Has
that.
it?
I mean, it's been pretty hard for me, if I'm being honest. But,
I'm sorry you had to go through all of that.
I went through a lot.
Yeah.
What did I go through? Changes to Richard's life.
Yeah, that's right.
I went
affected
through
you,
it.
Yeah. All right, next question comes from I'm a Virgin 2.0.
Touched for the second time. For the very second time.
It's like, that's not a...
You're like a virgin.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's just different emphasis.
All right. I love Spawn and was wondering which versions of Spawn is y'all's fave. Personally, mine is Gunslinger. Love the show. I don't know.
I didn't know that there were different versions
Yeah,
of Spawn.
neither did I.
Is it like fucking like Venom, where there's also like Toxin?
I was just thinking
Spore,
that. Yeah.
Scream.
Yeah.
Like other, like,
Carnage.
I truly...
I love that you didn't say Carnage.
Fuck. Shit. Riot.
Yeah.
I didn't know that there were different Spawns. So I like original recipe Spawn.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Southern Spawn.
I like the Spawn that like his whole mission is to kill Martin Sheen. Yeah. That's the one I like. Yeah. I like Michael J. White. That's my Spawn, baby.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Next question.
Good pause. Love that.
You
know what I love most about it is I know it'll get edited out. Heavy quotes.
Not if you keep talking about it. Delgado Andrew, who asks, I first found this podcast through the Doc's Modern Mythologies essay way back when. Wow,
that is a throwback.
Jesus. I was always really fascinated by the hidden parallels between rival characters and the world outlooks, perhaps unintentionally espoused by the nature of various DC staples. All right, fucking Dexter.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do you still enjoy doing that kind of literary critique with DC or otherwise? Well, it's great. You go to our website, and every single week the Doctor puts out a new article that you can read.
Listen, I have a life. Didn't mean for it to emphasize it that way.
Despite what I think.
I just meant like I didn't mean to emphasize it. Like,
Otherwise. One of us has
one of us is doing fine. No, like a long time ago. This would have been back 2013.
Sure.
I started I was getting back into comics again. I was having a good time. I didn't have a community. I didn't have someone to talk to.
Yeah.
And so I was just writing essays on things as I was reading, and I was like, when you're like reading a thing and you go like, oh man, these villains work so well together. Like, you're having the discovery of it.
Yeah.
So then I would write it and put it up, and that was what Modern Mythologies was. And so some of them were about like archenemy dynamics, and some of them were just about like a treatise on a character and stuff like that, and sort of their thematic role. I like that kind of thing. I don't write it as essays anymore. I don't necessarily give it the long form thing, but I mean, even just, I know we like fuck around in that, but even just like listen to us talk about stuff that works or doesn't work in a movie, or stuff that works or doesn't work in a comic. Like, we're having those discussions, right? You talk about, when we talked about Vigilante, we're talking about the themes of it, and what is it proposing, what does this character signify, and I still do those things. It's couched in a lot more cum jokes now, but like I'm still doing that. It's just I have people to talk to about it now. So now it can take the form of conversation, not me writing essays alone in my room,
which was the initial concept for this podcast.
Yeah, audio essays. Listen. Whatever, man.
All right, let's leave Instagram and head on over to Reddit,
where everyone's nice, no one's ever mean.
Only question from Reddit comes from Downtown Goat 772.
Downtown Goat.
You've been sitting in your downtown boat.
Yeah. No, sorry, it's Downtown Goat. Here to get some of that uptown throw. I know you're really not a black sheep guy. But
I really want between those back sheet thighs.
I guess your mama never told you. Wah!
All right. Next question. We're leaving Reddit and heading over to the Discord.
Did we answer that question?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait. No, we didn't.
Yeah, sorry. We just talked about Downtown Goat.
What? Oh, yeah. No, we're good.
Okay.
Let's go to the Discord.
All right. Oh, shit. No, sorry. I had one for this. Hang on. Doc scored. Yeah, is that Island in the Sun?
Oh.
Fucking nailing it.
Sure. You're on a
dog's a day. I don't know why I thought I had to preserve the rhyme of holiday. This is going well.
Yeah, that's going good. All right. First question comes from Travis CNZ, who asks,
Zed.
Not depending on where they're from.
I mean, you clearly haven't been checking the doc score. Got a lot of pro Zeds in there.
Oh my God.
Yeah, baby.
Zed's dead. All right. Travis asks, mainly for the doc, but also for Richard, I guess. Fuck you. Maybe I don't want to answer this question. Maybe we should flip for you by answering this fucking question.
No. We can't lose more coins.
What? I can flip it.
No, it's definitely not just me.
What is your current shit hits the fan apocalypse zombie Mad Max survival plan?
I mean, I don't have one. I guess the closest thing I have to one is going to the friends I know who are good with carpentry and guns.
Sure. Do we have any of those?
I have some.
Yeah. Sorry. You've got another friend.
I mean, I have several.
You got two.
I've got lots.
You've got him and the other guy that helped you build a shed.
Yeah, there's Nick, my friend Steve. He's a hunter. He's a good sort of survivalist guy.
Yeah, I guess Steve is.
I got it covered, man. You can come too, but only if we do 6 more years of the podcast.
I'll die. It's all right.
Wow. That's where we're at.
I remember I did do an apocalypse RPG, like D&D thing once.
Oh, okay.
That was like a zombie thing set in this town.
Oh, interesting. Maybe a little too much like planning, but go on.
And it didn't go well. I think.
Did you die like right away?
Pretty close. We tried to go to the hospital.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to try and hole up in some sort of bougie breakfast place or something. Be like,
you went there with me.
You think I'm going to barricade myself somewhere where there aren't avocados?
Oh my God, I didn't even think about that. You're right, death.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
No. Otherwise, that's my plan. All right, next. All right, from Which Devil Sorcerer?
Right.
Who asks, who would look better, shaved head Richard or full head of hair Chuck?
I mean, see, that's
him.
That's ignoring the fact that, like, all things equal, you're probably better looking than me anyway. But so the question is already weighted the wrong way.
Okay, but here's the thing.
I think, though, you would look weirder with a shaved head than I would look with hair. Because I've seen pictures of me with hair and I look like a normal person.
Some might say you'd look better with hair.
I mean, all would say it. Everyone would fucking say it. We all know it.
I have a cubed head, and so the back of my head is flat as a fucking board.
But is it like that? Like,
oh yeah,
interesting.
Yeah,
I think we have to do it now. No, I think we have to do this. I think we got it for a double or something. You want a video episode? I'll give you a fucking video episode.
You know the thing that I thought of the other day was, remember when I auditioned for that role for that movie?
Yeah.
Don't fucking look at me
you talked
like
about
that.
it a lot. Like, you're like, I'm always auditioning, you know.
That's not.
My life is the theater.
That's the way you made it
basically
seem.
your fucking... For 4 days, you were like, when you're auditioning? And I was like, okay.
All right, first of all,
let's fucking chill.
You got so
One of us
of,
is
like,
trained.
You got so defensive of your thing
that I've closed the gate.
I literally was like, this is a thing I probably won't get, but it's a fun thing to try. And you were like, oh, you're a fucking actor now?
We'll check the tapes.
Yeah, someone please check the tapes. I legitimately was just like, I want to try a new thing.
You're like, I've always been an actor.
No,
I've always been the theater's always been a thing. People said I could have been an actor when
they did say that, and I did all the plays when I was a kid.
The story's changing already.
All right, fuck you. I'm better looking.
Yeah, fuck.
Next question.
Oh.
We fucking are Weiger.
Yeah, we're there. We're there.
All right, from Damiana Demak.
Okay.
The legendary Damiana Demak. The music legend. Legend.
Yeah.
Damiana Demak. Will y'all ever take a trip out together out of Canada and podcast it anywhere, not just US? Also, which state would you most want to visit together were you to travel to the US? I mean, it would be
the answer
California.
To this is the same, and it's California, where our podcast friends live.
Yes, all of our and San Diego Comic-Con.
And if we did that, yeah, of course we would podcast it.
Yes,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like I think we'd want to do like a little podcast tour of Greater LA County.
Yeah, we've talked about this at length.
Yeah, I think that would be it. Yeah, definitely,
100%. All right, next question from Multisenges.
Sure.
Who asks, what has been your favorite book since starting the podcast? Has doing the podcast changed your preferences in comics?
Ooh. Tough to pick like one favorite book since starting the podcast.
Mine might be The Many Deaths of Layla Starr.
That one's great. That's an excellent book.
That made me like choke up. Like,
yeah. It's a very good one.
Yeah.
I mean, Mr. Miracle is a real big one.
That was
on the DC side.
That's high on the list. That's probably the best DC book I ever read.
That's way up there for me. Has the podcast changed
your taste in
my preferences in comics? I actually don't think so. For the most part, I still basically just like the things I like. I mean, I think the nice thing is that over time, and because of what we've been doing on the Patreon, I'm reading more indie stuff, and that's nice for me, and I like that. I mean, I think I'm appreciating the medium more. I don't know that it's changed my taste, but I'm enjoying comics more as a medium and less as just a superhero thing. Mm-hmm. Or not less, but like I'm broadening my horizons, which is nice.
Yeah, I think both of us have gotten more into indie books.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely.
All right. Oh, skipping that. Next question from Yo Crow, who asks, you are dicking down Doctor Who's sexual Time Lords.
Cool.
But you also report for the Yukon newspaper. I'm above that. What 3 historical figures are you dicking down?
Jesus.
And what hidden secrets are you revealing about your sexual conquest to the Yukon newspaper? Give them that wibbly wobbly timey wimey It's whiny. It's whiny. Anyways,
this is what happens when I just do fucking copy and paste. You wanted this. Weird question, man.
And it's for you. So
he's insisted that it's a Dick and Down Summer. What 3 historical figures do I want to have sex with?
Yeah.
Winston Churchill. I will fuck him on the beaches. I will.
Hell yeah.
JFK, just to give him another shot to the head.
Hey, I know that I always need to remind you of this. You can choose women.
I can, but it feels worse
because they didn't consent to it.
Well, no, that's not what I mean.
That doesn't bother me.
That's not what how dare you? Fine, I'll pick a woman for the third one.
Martin Luther King, because I had a dream.
Jesus. I mean, very good. No, I guess my third one, I would pick Amelia Earhart.
Because
you'd never see me again.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
you'd never see me coming.
Yeah. You'll never see me coming.
It's a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, I truly don't have like a good answer to that. Although I guess the secret I would uncover is where Amelia Earhart is.
Nice.
Yeah, in the instant before my death,
she'd make you Amelia Earhart.
Jesus.
And by that you mean like as hard as air.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
All right, next question.
Jesus.
From the Marvelous Ryan, who asks, what's the last movie that scared you in theaters? When's the last time you cried watching a movie? I mean, what was it like?
I cry watching
Pixar movies.
I cry watching movies all the fucking time.
The answer is both, and it's up.
The last time I cried watching a movie was probably a couple of weeks ago. We watched the Lego Movie, and it's when it's like everyone's this special.
Yeah.
He's letting his kid be creative. He's learning. It's like that shit fucking got me again. Fuck.
Last time you were scared.
Last time I was scared in a theater.
Yeah.
So the thing is, I don't often see
scarier movies.
Those like at the cinema. Like I watch them at home. So
multiplex.
I'm trying to think of what it would even have been. Like maybe a Saw movie.
Oh wow.
Something like that was probably one that I would have actually gone and seen
in
the cinema that probably would have spooked me.
Sure.
It's probably some shit like that. Like maybe even the first Saw movie. Because for the most part, I watch these movies at home. I don't watch them in the theater. Yeah. Movies that have scared there's a lot of movies that have scared the shit out of me. Like fucking Sinister, which is a great movie. I love that movie.
So good.
Yeah.
The last scary movie I went to see in the theater... I will say that like didn't scare me, but like was slightly disturbing. Was even that like first Shazam movie when they like
kill
them all inside the thing.
There's a scary part of that movie.
Yeah. But I think the last like fully scared in a movie I was probably like Paranormal Activity 3 or something.
Oh sure, okay.
Yeah, that's probably. I mean, that's still a long time ago, but that's probably the last time.
I think it's very clear that's not what we choose to go see. We go see a thing.
But here's the thing: I like scary
because even
movies.
Something like Green Room, I think I watched that at someone's house. I don't think I saw that.
No, I didn't see it.
In a cinema.
I don't think I actively don't go to. I think also the thing is like scary movies don't really come up here.
Well, certainly not since COVID. Basically, we don't really get a ton of them. No, that's a good point.
Last time I cried watching a movie, maybe that
was it when you watched Life is Beautiful.
that both upset me.
Yeah.
Or maybe that Michael J. Fox documentary.
Oh sure, yeah.
That one kind of fucked me up.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, next question from Only Just Dan
again.
Throwing up and fucking.
Hey, it's year 7, baby.
Anything's possible.
Gotta scratch that itch.
Truly. Is there a creative endeavor from your youth or recently that you never pursued? Why not?
Yeah, there's totally not a giant folder on my computer that's like full of like unfinished play scripts and a book I didn't write, and my computer is littered with unfinished creative projects.
Just don't open that folder.
I wrote a 6-issue comic that I haven't done anything with. I wrote, there's lots. I mean, sometimes it's just because I have an idea and I want to be creative, and then as soon as I get either some of it, like, there's the risk of if I don't finish it quickly enough that I go, this isn't a good idea, the self-doubt thing, and then you stop it. Or I get it out and I go like, should I get someone to draw this? And I go like, nah, it's out. I did it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't necessarily need it to be public for it to have been like creatively rewarding.
I don't get that, but
so there's kind of like there's two sides to it. So, but yes, I mean, there's a ton of shit. There's like songs I've half written and lots of stuff that is sort of like an abandoned elephant's graveyard of creative projects.
Fair.
Yeah.
I think that I've gotten to scratch a lot of my like creative itches for sure.
Sure.
I was in grade maybe 6.
Right.
I was writing a book.
Right.
That like the librarian was helping me with.
You probably would have won a Pulitzer.
It was
that's not they don't give that for books. I don't know why I said that.
Can you read? It was
my bitterness got the better of me there.
It was like I remember it being like a book about like my machinations about like religion and like the existence of God and stuff.
Oh Jesus.
The librarian
did you write his dark materials? Yeah.
The teacher was just like, holy shit, like
this is the best thing I've ever read. Also, have you ever thought of being an actor?
Yeah.
You've got it, kid. I don't know what it is, but you've got it.
Acting was a thing that I really liked as a kid, and everybody thought I was going to be an actor. You can ask any member of my family.
Yeah, but everyone thinks their kid's going to be an actor when they're fucking 8.
Yeah, but not every kid's like.
Oh, what got the natural talent? Go on, finish the sentence. Let's have it. Finish the fucking sentence. I would love to see you land this plane.
Not every kid is acting in all the plays and the lead of all the plays. Anyways, and then a big thing that I did that I sort of turned into a career, but it didn't really work in that way, was drawing. I think I have a career in like graphic design, but that's not really the same thing as illustration.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And I think like I won a bunch of like drawing contests and stuff as a kid, and got my drawings in a bunch of like books and magazines and stuff like that. But then I just
probably
sort of like
could have gone pro. Then you got that tendonitis thing.
Yeah. I was almost there, and then at the big drawing match, I sprained my wrist.
Competition. The finals of drawing.
Yeah. My competitor sweeped my wrist.
Yeah, sweep the wrist.
All right. Next question. I'm so fucking stupid. From Big Bear, who asks, after seeing the new Fast X movie, do you think Momoa could possibly make a good Joker? Though, if you don't want to answer that due to spoilers, my backup question is, what kind of dog breed do you think the other is?
I'll give a mostly non-spoiler answer very quickly, is that I don't know if it was you or someone else today referred to him as a car Joker. Maybe it was on a podcast or something.
Probably a podcast.
He absolutely is car Joker in that movie, and he's great as it. Do I think he'd be a good normal Joker? No. He's a great car Joker.
Yeah. And by that you mean like in the Cars universe where there is a Joker.
He fucking guts Lightning McQueen on national television until Car Batman comes to stop him.
The Batmobile. You can say the Batmobile.
Oh, fuck.
Car Batman.
Fuck. I can't believe I fucked that up.
That was so fucking funny.
It's not like it's a famous car or anything. I liked mine better.
Yeah, Car Batman.
Car Batman. Son of a bitch.
Even Bat Car.
Fuck. Damn it. Anyway, I don't really know dog breeds all that well. What dog am I?
You're probably an English bulldog, not a British bulldog, an English bulldog, which is more built like like a bit lankier than like a British bulldog.
Okay.
They're not so short and fat.
But it still has all the breathing problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like more like a pit bull, but it's so it's a bit like still like bulky.
Sure.
But like it's also English, so
yeah. I mean, I'm
fancy.
not, but thanks for that.
Yeah, but more about being fancy.
Well, I do like being fancy.
Yeah.
Or I used to.
Or you at least think you're better than everybody.
I mean, I am. It's not about thinking; it's about knowing. I think, Jesus, what's a dog that's up its own ass about how good it is?
I think most dogs
like
are up
a
their own
poodle.
ass. I think most dogs are
a
up their own
poodle
ass.
where everyone's like, "Oh, what a great dog! Look at your nice dog. Take good care of this dog." And it's just a dick. No, I don't know.
I love that. Mine was sort of a compliment. But
was it? I truly don't know breeds well enough, but I think your high energy and
golden retriever.
I mean, I was gonna say like lab retriever.
Sure,
I think you're in that domain.
Yeah,
that's kind of how you are. And like, you're like, I'll do this job. I gotta start this business. And you kind of like, I don't know. I see you like that.
Yeah.
I think you're like some kind of lab or retriever.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Next question.
Or whatever. Something more insulting.
Like a dog that sucks its own fucking dick.
I mean, that's cool as hell.
Yeah, I mean, most of them can do that too.
Nice.
Just your dog.
That would be so weird. That's a wiener dog.
Surprisingly, the one dog that can't.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's surprising, but it's.
Trust me, I've tried.
You wouldn't believe how many dogs I've killed trying to get them to suck their own tail.
All right, next is from Lilith, who asks, "What's the worst comic you've read?"
Superman for Tomorrow.
That was pretty bad.
It's down there. It might not actually be the worst comic I've ever read. Worst one? No. Do you know what the worst one I read is? A comic called 13 Coins. That was a sort of indie one, but Simon Bisley did the art on it. Simon Bisley, like real iconic kind of 90s artist, did a lot of like that kind of like the Lobo shit that you would have seen. But when I was working for Broken Frontier as a writer, I reviewed the first issue of 13 Coins. It's pretty bad. I really didn't like that one.
Fair.
I think it was trying to trade on the kind of 90s exploitation kind of thing a little bit, and it just like really fails in a lot of ways. That was a pretty bad one. Again, maybe not the worst, but definitely one I think of where I'm like, no, like wasted paper kind of thing.
Yeah. I don't know, what was that HIV one from
Green Arrow one? That's not a bad comic. Really, of the HIV comics we read, that's the one you think is the worst? I can't believe there's more than one, but
that we've read.
Yeah.
No, For Tomorrow was pretty fucking bad.
For Tomorrow's pretty bad.
Yeah. I think that might be.
I mean, All Star is also bad, but For Tomorrow is worse because at least All Star is like this was its own little corner and you could ignore it. For Tomorrow was like canon.
Yeah.
Like it was like it happened.
Yeah,
it was in the main books.
It's bad.
Yeah.
All right. Last question.
Okay.
From the Batgirl, who asks, "Have you guys ever walked out of a movie in the theater? Like, just got mad at the movie and walked out without watching the end? If so, what movies?"
Ooh, I didn't walk out mad, but I was fuming and checking my watch all the way through Crystal Skull.
Oh, really? Yeah.
That was maybe the worst experience I had.
You didn't like the monkeys?
I hate everything about that movie. It fails on almost every level, except for the start of the movie up until he gets in the fridge, which is amazing, and then everything after that's a real hot pile of shit. I walked out of a theater during Cloverfield, but that's because I had to fucking vomit.
Oh,
because I just like the big screen and the sound and the fucking cam, like was. I don't get like that kind of motion sickness, but that was like it was too much. I could just feel. I was like,
yeah, a lot of people have that problem.
So that I had to walk out, but I generally don't walk out. And when I'm watching a movie at home, I just turn it off if I don't like it. It doesn't have the same kind of thing as like I'm leaving. Like there's kind of like there's a drama to that sort of doesn't exist when you're watching at home. Those are kind of the first two that pop to mind, but they're not really this circumstance. Have you done that? Like, that is bullshit. Like, walk out of a movie.
Only once.
Okay, hit me. What's the movie?
It was a movie directed by
Romeo and Michelle's High School Reunion.
No.
Okay.
It was a movie directed by George Clooney.
The Descendants?
Nope.
Leatherheads?
Leatherheads.
Oh. You didn't like Leatherheads?
I fucking hated Leatherheads.
It's that bad? I don't think I've seen it.
It's so fucking stupid, and it's just boring. Like,
so you actually like walked out of the theater for
and
that
I got
one.
my money back.
Whoa, you complained? You Karen'd?
It's a thing I never do, and I was just like, I need.
So
my
not
money
just
back.
bad enough that you were like, I'm bored of this, I'm leaving. You were like, it's an injustice that I've paid for this.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. I fucking hate that movie.
Wow.
Maybe I was in the wrong headspace. I don't know. I mean, pretty sure the movie didn't do well.
I don't think it did either. Krasinski's in that, right?
Yeah. It's him and Krasinski, and like
weird
the creation of football. Like,
yeah, it's like the old timey, like the leather.
Yeah, I think I was like Krasinski, love The Office.
Sure.
George Clooney, who's awesome.
Weird.
I was like, how could this fail?
That's an interesting pick for an angry storm out of a theater.
It very much is, and a type of, and because I've always loved going to movies by myself.
Sure.
And I will see anything, and I'm really like, I'm easy to please when it comes to movies. Like, it takes a lot for me to like hate a movie.
Yeah.
Like, even when I'm watching stuff at home alone, like I'll watch a lot, right? Like,
yeah, my tolerance is relatively high.
Yeah. I find that I enjoy stuff that's like not necessarily like quality or what people really enjoy, but I fucking hated that movie.
Wow.
And I haven't gone back. I mean, that movie's from a long time ago now, I think. But
I think it's better this way. Never give it another chance.
No.
Yeah.
No. I need one movie to hate.
I love that it's that.
It's also so what a like random movie to choose.
It really is.
Yeah. But yeah.
Holy shit.
That is.
There you go. That's the annual, baby.
6 years.
It's been 6 years.
Bend over. Time to do it annual.
It's been a long 6 years together, my friend.
See, now I was thinking of Enterprise.
Oh, see, we're never on the same. Man, are we drifting apart?
Maybe we are.
We need
6 less years.
We need to go for more lunches.
The
business lunch, working lunch.
Yes, working lunches.
Yeah. Thank you guys for listening for 6 years.
Yeah, God
and for
knows what's
supporting
wrong with
us,
you,
supporting us on Patreon, patreon.com/DrDC. Listen, it's FANAGAR. There's going to be short episodes for the rest of this week. The FANAGAR tournament of pandering is still happening over on Twitter at DrDC. Next week there'll be an episode, the theme of which will be revealed, and then the final week will be the winner of the tournament of pandering. We're going to read a book and talk about the sort of the theme of that character, whatever. And then we're into a themeless July.
For now.
Yeah, for now. Until eventually all months are themed. That's the year 7 development.
Yeah.
Every month has a theme.
Yeah. All months have got themes.
Yeah. All months got themes, Jacob. So thank you all for listening for all this time. Hey, if you have cool year 7 things to pitch us, just go for it. Do it.
If there are things that you specifically liked about our year 6 that you want us to mention that we haven't talked about, talk about it on our Discord.
Yes, patreon.com/DrDC, the $1, $5, $7 level. They all give you access to the Doc-est, our awesome Discord fan community.
But you didn't need to know that because you're listening to this, so you probably are already
Baby, you're already there. You're already there.
Just take a look around.
But hit us up on social media. We're at Dr. DC Podcast or Dr. DC on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, drdcpodcast@gmail.com. You can send us feedback. Are we soliciting that? No, 6 years. I don't give a shit what you think.
I've already this twice today that you've said that.
Oh,
both podcasts you've specifically said, I don't care what you think.
I mean, that's not untrue.
Oh, I know.
But it's also not true.
That's
I think I've just said it.
I was like, hold on.
It's too late. We gotta end this. That's the annual, baby.
Yeah.
We'll see you for the rest of this week for short eps. And keep having fun during FANAGAR, baby.
That's right. Lube up. It's annual.
Adios.
Ciao, ciao.
Heroes. They always fight for what is right. Live with danger and adventure. They are men of might.
This was a Brain Freeze podcast.